Yeah, I thought I'd just make a quick little update. For some reason, I guess people like what I'm saying or something. It seems like when I just give information like this, I get a little more traffic on this channel. But I just give some updates and try to explain some things that are going on. You know, it's just basically my opinion, my summarization of what's going on with here at the dumping the milk. Essentially, from what I see, it's mainly the farms that are dumping right now are the larger ones that have manure pits. And it seems like it's the ones where their milk goes into plants that supply the wholesale market, the restaurants, the schools, and stuff like that. Because there's just plain no demand for it. Schools are closed, restaurants are closed, there's no sporting events, no nothing. Now, as far as your grocery stores, the retail side, there shouldn't be a problem. Like I say, all this milk that's getting dumped was either being diverted into these other plants. Now that they're at capacities, that's why they're dumping the milk. And like I say, they can't just retool these other plants up to make it. Now, if you go to a store and I'm hearing they've raised the price or they're limiting, you get a hold of that manager and you tell them, you straighten them out. Right now, if they've raised the price, I'd report them to the Attorney General, because that's price gouging. Price of milk to the farmer is going to be dropping. You know, somebody's making a killing on it, and there should be no limitations, you know. So like I say, what's happening, and the other part of it, why there's delays and whatever, I'm hearing there's problems getting material to make the packaging. All right, you know, the plastics and whatever. Now, like I say, if there's a shortage in the stores of the cheese, they can't just retool these other plants up to package the cheese for the stores. You know, you got cheese factories that are making 40-pound cheddar blocks. Well, they don't sell them in stores. That's for wholesale. But they can't just switch over and make these 8-ounce packages that they use in the stores. Same as if, like the bottling part, if something breaks on that line, say they're bottling half-gallon jugs. Well, you just can't go over to the line that's bottling gallon jugs and throw the half gallons on there. All them machines. I'm sure people have watched how things are made, or how it's made, and seen bottling on there. These things are tooled, sized for the bottles that are going on there. So that's the hold-ups on that part. Now, from what I've seen, they're saying the milk was going to be dumping at least till the 6th. Well, today's the 6th. I don't know who's dumping yet, what or not. But this ain't going to cure everything. We're on lockdown for another 3 weeks. So we're dumping milk after 3 weeks because the system is full. We got 3 more weeks to go. So everything's supposed to be shut down until the 30th. So there's going to be another round of dumping here if farmers don't wise up and do something. So I don't know how that's going to affect. But right now, these farms that are dumping, they're going to get paid. And like I explained before, they're going to be taking the money out of me. How long they're going to get paid, who knows? So then now onto that point of I mentioned the other day about Dean shutting them farms off by my wife's cousin. Here's a little bit of a timeline from what I understand what's going on. Now, DFA's been in the process of trying to buy Dean's out because they're in bankruptcy. DFA had an offer of $425 million in for 42 of their plants, and then they were going to take the farms, I guess, or a majority of the farms. And then in the middle of March, from what I've seen, they withdrew their offer. Then they came back with another bid of $433 million and 44 plants. And Dean's accepted that offer on the 1st, I guess. And then it was supposed to go in front of, I guess, the bankruptcy court on the 3rd for approval, which more than likely it's going to get approved because Dean's ain't going to make it through this. There's no way they're going to pay the farms that they're dumping the milk from. And it was supposed to be finalized by the end of the month. So if you're a Dean shipper, you're going to be DFA by the end of the month. Now, like I said, they took the majority. There was another company that had a bid in there of $77 million for several other plants. Altogether, from my understanding, there's like 4 different entities that are taking over Dean's plants. Now, I did see an article where there's one in Kentucky, I think it was, that was going to be shutting down completely. Nobody was taking that one over. It was like 33 or 38 employees going to be losing their jobs there. So, but my feeling is these farms that just got shut off, I think there's some backdoor dealings there that DFA taking over these farms. These are probably farms that maybe have quality issues or attitude issues. Like say right now, you can't just tell the milk inspector to kiss your ass if he says something. You know, I've seen guys shut off the grade B. I know one guy that they shut him off because I ain't going to say what he called the milk inspector. She wasn't nice what he called her, but she was an arrogant little prick too. But he got shut off right on the spot and sold the cows the next day. He didn't care. Like I say, he's in late 60s, early 70s. He's at the age he doesn't care anymore. That was 4 or 5 years ago. But anyway, so like I say, how much I jumped around there, if it made any sense, but that's somewhat of what's going on. Now, what farmers should be doing to save their own asses, but it'll never happen. Farmers need to take it by themselves and voluntarily cut production. You know, but it ain't going to happen because there's too many. One problem with farmers is they're vain and they're greedy. You know, you just watch and look out there how many got to have that shiny new tractor, and just look at these farm channels. How many, the tractor's dirty, I got to wash it. Or they got to move this piece of equipment to that shed, to move this piece of equipment over to this shed to work on it. And it's more like just shuffling around. Well, look what I got. Look what I got. So like I say, farmers, they don't care about each other any more than you think they do. Any other business, they're out for themselves. But if they did care, there's three real simple things that would cut a whole lot of milk out of the system. And I'm not just blowing shit out my ass. So I'm going to tell you what I've done and what I'm planning on doing. So, first thing, well, 4 things, but the one's pretty much not practical right now. One is to sell cows. You know, sell your low 10% cows, but beef ain't worth nothing. So it's not going to be that feasible to sell cows. Second simple thing they can do. Now, and the bigger farms could do this today, but when the nutritionist balances out the feed here, you know, you got corn. I got corn silage and I got a haylage mix. We pull samples of both them and send them off to be tested. Then we know the protein, the digestibility, the fiber content, you know, the calcium, the energy levels of everything. Okay? They know what this tests. They can put that all in their computer. Now, they know what it takes to make, say, 65 pounds of milk per cow, theoretically. So you got X in your silage and Z in your milk you're getting. The grain that you add is Y, and that's what they balance out the feed. So you take X and Y to get Z. Now, like I say, it's theoretical. That's an average of what they're trying to achieve at the tank. Now, some cows are going to be milking 90 pounds. Some cows will milk 30 pounds. It depends on their stage of lactations or not. But all they have to do is go in there and say a 60-pound average. It'll take grain out of that mix, and theoretically, them cows should drop. Now, been a while since I looked it up. I think I've seen before where there's 9 million cows, dairy cows in the United States. I'm assuming that's dry cows, everything. But say there's 9 million cows in milk today. You drop them 1 pound per cow, that's 9 million pounds of milk. And I say it depends on the truck, but say that semi-tanker is 60,000 pounds of milk. Right there is 150 truckloads of milk out of the system today, if you could just drop them 1 pound. Okay? And the next thing to figure on that, now, I get a complete mix. It goes in them bins. And this is why I say the bigger guys could do it today. Bigger farms, they got commodity sheds. They get the corn, the soy, the distillers, wheat or soybean hulls, whatever delivered separate. And then the nutritionist gives them a mix sheet with each ingredient on there. And they can add this much today, this much here, so much corn, so much and whatever. They say all they got to do is just change that in the computer and they can have all that reformulated today. Now mine comes in a complete mix. It's all mixed together. And I believe it's 22 pounds. Like I said, I figure offhand the number of cows and how much I'm putting in, but 22 pounds, say I'm putting 22 pounds in there. Okay, drop that 10 pounds, or 10%. Instead of putting 22 pounds in, put 20 pounds of grain in per cow. That's what I'm doing. Now, say it roughly costs $15 for 100 pounds of grain. So that's 15 cents a pound. I just took 30 cents grain out of that mix. Say them cows drop 2 pounds of milk when this milk gets down to $12. So $12 for 100 pounds of milk, that's 12 cents a pound. So I've just dropped 24 cents in milk, taking 30 cents of grain out of the mix. I'm 6 cents per cow per day ahead. So it's beneficial for me to dump the milk. Third thing they can do. Cows are dried up roughly 60 days prior to their due to have a calf. Dry the cows up in 90 days. Say you got a cow here right now milking 40 pounds due to dry up in 30 days. Dry her up today. If each farm, I believe, if I remember the numbers, there's like 62,000 dairy farms in the United States. If each farm would dry up 1 cow at 40 pounds a day, that would be, say 60,000. That'd be 2.4 million pounds of milk a day over 30 days. Less out of the system. What was the fourth thing I was thinking? Well, another thing, dump 10% of your milk down the drain. If you're sending 5,000 pounds of milk, dump 500 pounds down the drain. That would take milk out of the system. I'm trying to think here. I forgot what else I was going to head in another point. But like I say, that's two of the things I'm doing. I've cut grain out of the mix. And then milk tester actually is planning on coming this week. And when I get the new list of what cows are due to dry up, I'm going to dry up 2 or 3 cows early. But is it really going to do me any good? Probably not. Like I say, these bigger guys, the only way they're going to dump is, like say, if they're told to. And so be it. I mean, like I say, I have nothing to lose. I'll put myself out if anything else. Maybe it'll be enough to turn it around. I guess talk to the FSA office. There's some stuff in the works. I know there's money in a stimulus package for the ag industry, but that's for corn, beans, and everything, so usually them programs don't pay next to nothing. And there was another program that I opted not to get into last year. I might tell about it a little bit more here later, because it's actually considered like an insurance, and you have to buy up. Well, last year when it came up, we're talking $20-some milk. They had projections it wasn't going to pay this year. Well, that all changed. Well, I did see a news article here today where they are considering reopening enrollment in that, open it up to sign up, and that's what they're checking into. So maybe be able to stave some of us off through that. But like I say, it's not going to change. I mean, the other farms ain't going to change, but so be it. I mean, karma's a bitch. It'll eventually come back around. And I can say that because basically the problems I have, I know is karma. Why I can't get anybody to help me, because back when I was in my early 20s, I was greedy about wanting to do the field work, wouldn't let nobody else drive the tractors and stuff. So I'm paying for it now. I actually have some help now. The neighbors cows that I actually milk here, he essentially took voluntary layoff. He says the shop where he works, they're not taking the proper precautions, and they had an option where if you wanted to step away, so he did. So he's offered me, he says he'll be around to help me all I need now too, so maybe that's a good thing for as long as it lasts. And another karma is this channel here. A few people know the story of this, but this isn't the channel I planned on posting to. This is a secondary channel. The main channel I wanted to do stuff on. They say I started getting more views, more subscribers on this one, so I just started putting more content on this one. And it's built up a little bit more, but it's all karma. It's because of the way I was acting with this channel. Like I say, so be it. But like I say, this was just a sacrificial channel more than anything. And like I say, now it's become more or less my main channel for content. I still watch all my other videos on the other channel, but like I say, you pay for what you sow. So like I say, be an asshole, that's what you get. Yeah, so yeah, I'll leave a link into the description here of my theme song. So, but like I say, I hope this gives some information out there. Like I say, I ramble on too much, but like I say, it seems like people are more interested in a little more activity when I do videos like this. So that's what I'll do for a little bit here. I'll still show some other stuff, but I'll try to give some updates and say what's going on. But like I say, I rambled on again. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch up with you later.